Okay, tonight is Friday. I'm all set up. I forgot my microphone. It's not too bad. I've got an empty shelf down there, but I think I forgot some stuff at home. So we'll see. It took me over an hour to set up, but anyways, okay. We're gonna go home and rest up for tomorrow. Good morning. Today is Saturday and I'm getting ready to leave for my market. Wish me luck. It's a very dreary day. It's already been raining. Luckily, it's an indoor market, so this could work two ways. One, people don't want to be stuck in their house while it's raining, so they come out and shop. Or two, no one wants to get out in the rain. So hopefully it's not an all-day rain thing. It has let up, so I'm going to be leaving here in about 5 minutes to meet up with Gina, and we'll be on our way. I'm going to try to keep you updated during this. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me talk because of the music. It does echo because it's inside a very small mall. So I will try to keep you all updated. Just a little sneak peek. This is my cash box I just got, and look how much it holds. Also, I got my new stickers. So, okay, I'm heading out now. Okay, I'm going to interrupt the video to introduce myself so that you know what my channel is about. My name is Cheryl. I run a small handmade business called Hag-a-needle Handmade Creations. The clip you saw before this, I went and set up on Friday night, and then Saturday was the market. So you're going to see a couple of more little clips. I gave an update throughout the day, not very many, and then the ending. Stay tuned to the very end. I'm going to break this down and let you know my thoughts on it, how much I made, and if I will ever go back. So stay tuned. Okay, I've been here an hour. It's been pretty slow, and I have not sold anything, barely had any lookers. I'll turn it around and see if I can show a little bit of what people are selling here, but I can't leave my booth because it's just me today. Gina's beside me, but she's gone she had an appointment, but she'll be back in a little bit, so stay tuned. Okay, it is 12:30 and I have made 5 sales in the last probably hour. That's why I haven't gotten a chance to get back on here. Um, yeah, this runs till 3 o'clock, so it comes in waves, but I will check back in later. Okay, another update. It's 1:30 and I haven't sold anything since the last hour. So it's pretty well clear now around here. There's not a whole lot of foot traffic. I was going to walk around, but I can't leave my booth. So I will check back later. Okay, it's over. Don't mind my sweatiness. I'm packed up and I'm getting ready to leave. Stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to give you an update on my thoughts, how I did and all that. So I'll talk to you all later. Okay, let me start by saying, talking about the setup and how it was done. You could set up on Friday night, which I did because I would prefer to be set up and then I don't have to leave so early in the morning because it is like a 45-minute drive for me. So when you first get there, you go inside, you look for the person in charge, and then she'll take you to your spot. And then there's a couple of ways for this building. You could get in through the front doors or side door. We took the side door because it was closer to our spot and it was easier parking, like there weren't as many people parked up there. So that was nice and easy, and getting your stuff in was very quick and easy. The next topic I want to talk about is the advertising. Now, she has a Facebook page, and I'm pretty sure she has over 15,000 followers. And she posts sometimes 1 to 2 times a day about this market. So, in my opinion, I think she did a very good job on advertising. I thought I had read where she said she sent out postcards too, but I wasn't quite sure about that. I think every market she puts on, there's like every third Saturday of the month is a market. So um, I think they're different themes. This one was geared towards veterans, and you could give a $10 donation, which she then handed out. I forgot what she called it. It was like a fake $10 bill, and they could spend that wherever they wanted. I think you got reimbursed on it. I wasn't really quite sure about how that went, but yeah. So every market has a different theme, and she had asked for you to wear red, white, and blue, but I didn't have anything red, white, and blue, and it was like 2 days before the event when I got the email about it. So I didn't dress up in red, white, and blue. I wore my work shirt. Now, the downside of her advertising, I had touched on this. This is my second time going there. Um, when you can sign up for eight of them, I do believe, and the more you sign up for, the less your booth fees are. Uh, at this place, they also have a farmer's market through the winter. They had a winter's farmer's market, and so she's got regulars that come to this set up every single month. So when I always watched her Facebook page, and she spotlighted people who are always there, and she never. I didn't even. I think I seen one handmade person. I guess I need to explain what this market was. It She called it a Junkers Market, which basically means Temu items or Alibaba or Ali whatever, um, antiques, uh, junk, and handmade sprinkled in. Uh, the people who had like the Temu stuff, they sold really well. It was crazy. But anyways, so she spotlighted these people, like, put they had their own blurb and their name called out and stuff, and anybody knew, which the lady I was sitting by, she had been there in April and said she did okay, but she decided to come back and try it again, and they never spotlighted her. They never spotlighted me or Gina. And in my opinion, if you're going to spotlight people, then you need to spotlight everybody, which with the amount of vendors, I do realize that's hard to do. But wouldn't you want to give your newbies a chance to be spotlighted for something different for the public to see, instead of people seeing the same old stuff over and over and over? That's my opinion. I would love to hear what your opinion is on this. Maybe I'm just being a little, butthurt about it, but I would love to hear what you all think about this, about that type of spotlighting. And I will continue with my next category. Okay, like I said before, the rent is based on how many events you sign up for with them. I signed up for two, one in March and one in May, which uh, I have the one from the March that I went to. You'll have to look that one up. It's titled "I Made $6." um, but so if you only do one event, it's $45. I did two, so it was 40 for each event. And I think if you do like 3 to 4, it's $35 an event, and it goes down the more that you do. I'm so thankful that I only signed up for two. I don't like backing out of stuff. That's why I went ahead and did this for the second time. I don't like to back out. I would have had there been an emergency, or I just couldn't make it or something like that. But otherwise, I'm like, I just felt like things were going to turn around and it was going to be a good market. I do know, and I want to shout out to Gina, that I was feeling pretty negative there for a while, and she snapped me out of it. And I do appreciate that, because, if you get in that negative spot, then you're going to do bad. So I felt like she helped turn me around, and things were going okay for a bit. But yeah, we'll move on. Okay, now here's the part you've probably been waiting on. How much did I make? Minus $5. uh, so like I said, it was $40 for my booth, and I made $35. So if you combine the two, it was $80 for both, for the two events. I made $6 the last time and minus $5 this time. I've made $1 for both of them. Yeah. So moving on. Now we'll move on to what sold. So I sold 3 washcloths, which I was not even going to take, but one of my friends had mentioned her daughter wanted some. So last minute I packed them and took them, which I'm really glad I did. My friend started off the sales for me, and I was very happy. Also, I had made a feed sack bag that I'd made it the day before, and it sold. And then one of my coin purses sold, and that was it. So, but I guess I should just be thankful that I did sell something. You got to look at the positive of it. So the next category is the breakdown. There were a couple of people. The event got over at 3, and there were several people who started breaking down at 2. This this market was not a very good one at all this time. The foot traffic was not good. At one point, I think it was between 12 and 1:30, there were quite a few people coming and going. But before that and after that, it was not a good market. The people across from us had these beautiful, it was etched in wood plaques and stuff, and I was right across from them, so I know they didn't sell anything. The lady beside me, she had a lot of foot traffic in there, but she said she did really bad. So I don't know if they were just looking. She made the hats where she had the kind of like cowboy hat, women's style, and they had the lasered in real pretty designs on them, like flowers lasered in them. And then she had ball caps that were for ladies. I think they were kind of like a Swedish type baseball cap, and they had the laser engraving on them. They were really pretty, and she had a little bit of jewelry that she had made too. But she said she wasn't coming back either. um, but the breakdown of it, I did start about 2:45 because there was nobody in there, and I was packed in my car by 3:30 and out the door. So breaking down is a lot quicker than setting up, for sure. And it was out the same door. Now, this time around, it was very congested. You got quite a few people with trailers who are backed up to a single door, and they take, a lot longer than what I do with just a car. So it was a little more difficult, and I had to walk a little bit further, but it was really it was really okay because it's not like we're walking in grass or anything. It was all concrete, so that was good. Okay, now I'm just going to give you some thoughts on this. And uh, I know I've touched on this before in a previous video, but I had asked, the difference between a market and a craft fair. Well, I'm pretty sure I know the big difference now. A market is basically where you have whatever you can find out of your house, and a craft fair is where you actually make the stuff yourself and people know what to expect. I feel like when people are coming to a market type like this one, because it was called Junk, not by me, that's was the name of it. It was, come find your junk, antiques, and stuff like that. So I'm not bashing it. And I feel like people are thinking, oh, well, we only need like a couple of dollars. It was free admission, but they were, basically, I mean, that's what I would think. I wouldn't think to bring lots of money, but, yeah. So, um, the lady beside me, we were chit chatting about, different not markets, but craft fairs to go to, because we were both discussing that when you go to markets versus craft fairs you sell, in her and my opinion, we sell more than going to a market. So she's only been doing it. This is her first year, and I was telling her about some craft fairs that I go to, and then she had mentioned, and it's a market, but she said it also has a lot of crafters, and that the guy who puts it on, it's actually in the town my mom lives in, so it's 30 minutes from me. And I thought she said the booth fee was like $20 and you could pay for a table, which in my opinion, if I don't have to carry a table, is well worth it. But she said she did really, really good there. I'm really leery about trying it because I really want to get into craft fairs only. But here's the problem. Because I live in such a small area and I don't want to travel over an hour, because normally it's just me and my mom, or me and my mom and Gina and her person with her, and it gets really tough to do this carry in setup and stuff. So um and to find, we do have a lot of craft fairs, but the problem is when I apply for them, I've been getting turned down because they'll say, well, we already have a crafter who crochets. But they don't look at what I crochet. The other person is making the little animals, and I do not make the little, what do you call that? Ergonomy or whatever. I do not do that. I make purses. And then if I say I sew and I have baby blankets and purses, well, we have someone who does that. Okay, I totally get that, but at least look at the pictures that I'm showing you and compare them to the other people. But then you comes to find out that the other people are long-standing vendors and they do get first dibs in all of these craft fairs. So, and I do basically like to do only indoors. That's another hard find around in this area too. So I think in August I might try the one. It's called the flea market. It's held in a great big uh, venue. So I think I may try it. Call me crazy, but you never know. Now, will I ever go back to the one I just did? Never. I will not. If I do, y'all need to really give me a good harsh talking to. I will never go back to it, ever. What was so funny? the person who put on this event came walking by, and me and the other person, my one person beside me, was talking to her and asking her, when's the some market in November? And she told her, and she looked straight at her and said, "We would love to have you." And I was like, "Oh, not me. She would love to have the other lady." And I'm like, "Wow, okay." But I think I'm just really mad over the whole thing. I worked my tail off on it, and it's just frustrating because for the last 5 years, I've only done one craft fair a year. And before that, I hit and miss. But way before that, I did craft fairs almost every month. And, when my kids got older and into sports and stuff, that made it hard to get into any and have any type of stuff to sell. So this was my year to get back into going to craft fairs, and so far I've bombed. So yeah, I I will not go back. Now I do want to end this video on a happy note. Um, it was either Saturday night or Sunday night. Can't remember which. I might have been Sunday night. I got a cha-ching on my phone, and I also got a YouTube notification. And one of the nice people who watched my videos said, "I seen your dog pattern tote, and I stopped your video and had to go order it." And let me tell you, that made my day. So thank you very much for ordering. I so appreciate it. You don't know how much I appreciate it. Um, so on that note, I am going to sign off, and stay tuned for next week because I have a new project. And if you could, please like the video. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And I will talk to you all next week.